VIPER is a nonprofit here in Alaska that focuses on military transitions. But we want you to feel like you belong and you have somewhere that you're supposed to be, so that when things come up and you're struggling and you don't know what you're going to do, you're not on by yourself. You've got friends and a community that'll back you up. Our focuses are all wrapped at ending veteran suicide. We hear 22 a day. We're almost 3 times the suicide rate of the rest of the country. We're very high. Veterans make up over 1/3 of all suicides in Alaska, and it's something that we're passionate about and needs to get addressed. When you look at the statistics and data and what actually impacts a veteran's mental health, employment is huge, support services are huge, mentorship is huge, community building is huge, and what we've done has been working on all those different areas from the beginning. And so when you bring training, employment, wraparound, support, and community, it really impacts a veteran's well-being. We work with veterans, transitioning service members, military spouses, and the veteran community to create a more welcoming home when you get out. Our goal is to help you not just transition into your next career, but to make sure that you're connected to a strong community, mental health resources, and anything you might need post-transition. Most of us end up unemployed and floundering and don't know where to turn. The support structure you had in the military is now really gone. So when you meet somebody in the military and they have their uniform on, you get an idea of who they are, how long they've been in, what schools they've gone to, if they've deployed or not. When you take the uniform off, you're just another face, and you get treated like another face, and you're not used to people not knowing anything about you. And once you get your DD-214 and the door shuts behind you, there's no going back. You can't come back in and talk to your buddies every day. And so what we're doing with VIPER is bringing that sense of community and belonging back to veterans as they leave. When veterans transition out of the military, they're most vulnerable within the first 6 months to a year after separation. It's when things are the most new and different and chaotic. You're starting a new career. Everything in your life is adjusting, from your daily routine, where you show up, where you go to work, what you do for work, your family life. Everything about what you had is now different. It's a very turbulent time. Usually there's a career change at least once or twice in that window, for not just the vet, but if they're married, their spouse as well. If you have kids, that adds another layer. If you've got special healthcare needs for your family, that adds another layer. You have a lot to juggle, and that first 6 months to a year seems to be the time when vets struggle the most, and that's why we focus on getting to you a year before that window hits and working with you intensively throughout that year, and then keeping that contact up as you move forward. That window, we need to make sure that we're doing everything we can to make sure that you have everything that you might need, you and your family. So VIPER Transitions works in a way that takes a veteran from, I don't know what I'm going to do in the military, to this is my path forward. So there's really some key steps in that process. We start with introductions, and you let us know who you are, what your background is, what you're interested in. From there, we'll connect you to a veteran mentor in that career field. And the idea is you ask them as many questions as you have on what that career is like. We want you to go forward from there knowing what you're getting into. And so we'll connect you with somebody in the industry that can walk you through what a day in the life is of that career path. Once you've decided, yes, this is the route I'm going to go, we then figure out what program you're going to get slotted into and get you slotted into your training program. Once you get done with your training program, you go back, if you still have time in the service, you go back, finish out your time. And when you leave, you've now been guaranteed a position with a company or into an apprenticeship at that career field. VIPER works with a lot of different industries. We work with all the construction trades. And so we've got connections to apprenticeships for anything from electrician, ironworker, HVAC, etc. And we also work in aviation quite a bit with A&P mechanics. There's a huge shortage of A&P mechanics in the country, and we work a lot with companies figuring out if they can stand up an apprenticeship system, if they have something in place already. And we work with them on the benefits of hiring a vet and what they bring to the table. Like one of the most recent ones has been healthcare. We've had vets expressing an interest in getting into the mental health care field. And you have to have college and degrees to do those things, but what we want to focus on is, do you know what you're getting into? Like, do you really know? You say, yeah, this is what I want to do, but what do you know about it? So we pair them up with people who do that work and can mentor them through the process so that they're not yeah, this is what I'm going to do, but I really have no idea what that means. So we'll go through and make sure that you actually get an understanding for the career that you're going to get into. So when you make that decision, you know everything that's going to be required of you, and you can start planning your life out accordingly. If you're a transitioning service member, a veteran, or military spouse, and you're not sure what you want to do, please contact us. If you're a company or an employer that is interested in hiring vets but really isn't sure about the transition system, how it works, or even just how to talk to a vet, because we're a little different, the best way to get in touch with VIPER Transitions is to contact us through our website at www.vipertransitions.org, and then we'll contact you with next steps on how to get things going.